Welcome to the world unite.
So just give an introduction about Tallulah and then we can go forward.
Thank you. And it's wonderful to be here. And We Are One is something that is special because in a world today which is struggling with so much disparity and so much division, it is very, very critical and important to get us all on that one platform where we can dispel differences, angst, fears, and unite in a way where this can be done through love and healing. I've been working with children for a long time, and currently there is this community classroom that really inspires me. And if you look at children, as children, we are all born to be equal. And as children, I think as gift of God, we're a symbol of love. And therefore, whenever you look at a picture, let's say of a child or even a baby of an animal, immediately everybody becomes smitten, And it is only later as children, when we grow up, we learn human ways or we learn adult ways, whether they are negative or positive. And therefore, I'll just give you some illustrations. We had a cat. It was a large kitten that followed one of the children to the class, and they wanted pets. So we just gave the kitten a little milk. And after some time, of course, it was comfortable. So it made our space its home. And with care and love every day, slowly the kitten became so familiar that it would go and sit on the children while they were sleeping, in a gesture of pure trust and love. Then, of course, some months later, there was another cat that followed another kid. And it appeared scared. And it had one eye gouged out, so it was literally blind with one eye. And, the child was so enamored and feeling sympathetic for the kitten, it pleaded with us to let it stay. So we gave it some food, and after some time, and over many days and over many months, it slowly began to dispel, its fear for humans, and it seemed less frightened. And it followed the similar pattern of following the kids. And eventually one day, early in the morning, before the kids could wake up, it was lying on its back. So basically, what do you see from this animal and child behavior? You simply see that when you offer a little comfort, care, and love, there is healing, there is transformation. And if you look at children, they have a language of their own. Whereas you look at a room of adults and, without knowing the same language, we find it extremely difficult to communicate. But in a room full of children, however small they may be, you'll find them within a short time get over their, shyness, and they will begin communicating. And this we've seen in the community classroom, when children from different backgrounds, whether they are from different states of the country and whether they are from different nationalities, they don't know the language, but you see them, working together, communicating together, playing together, even arguing together. But the overarching value that you see is the value of care, love, and all these elements. And I just want to say that we often don't acknowledge it, but children teach us a lot. Children teach us more about love than we do to them. Children teach us more about care than we do. And children, of course, teach us more about healing than we do. So there are many instances, and particularly during the pandemic, which was a very difficult time, there were children who were isolated from school. There were children who were isolated from play. There were children who were isolated from love. And in this situation, we just offered an opportunity for children to come together. And during this time of the last 2 years, we discovered different things about the children. And I'm not talking about children, who, let's say, come from only privileged backgrounds, but I'm talking about children who come from less privileged backgrounds. And when you see the mix, this, you see the same tenets, you see the same fears, you see the same angst. And so there was a lot of sharing where each one came up with their stories. There was a child that said that I'm alone, I live with my grandparent and I have no one to play with or talk to because my grandfather works the whole day. There was a child who came up and said, I have my parents argue all day and I hide under the bed and I cry. There was a child who said that, my father left me and my home. And when I go back to school, the children tease me and I don't know how to deal with it. There was a child who came and said, my father hits my mother and I don't like it. And I feel helpless that I can't do anything about it. There was another child who said that, my parents don't have enough money and sometimes we have only one meal a day. And the stories go on and so forth. How do we deal with it? We try to calm the child just like you would calm an adult. And just like nature is healing, we just go out. We spend a lot of time in nature because nature forms the larger umbrella of healing and love. And so the outdoor classroom that we work with, the children take us to the nearest lake where we all swim together, and they are the ones who teach us how to swim and dive. There are children who take us to the beach and we learn how to catch crabs. They are the ones who teach us how to catch crabs. When we go to the forest, the children teach us how to climb trees. So even if there is, sometimes hopelessness and there is no respite from the challenges that life has to throw us, there are these moments that offer great learning. And in this learning, what happens is the entire group benefits. We found that, those who can read and write better are able to teach those who cannot. And therefore, healing is not just, the action. We've seen animals, when they get a wound, they lick and heal each other, right? They heal their wounds that way. But healing happens in so many subtle ways. And I think that has been a learning for us as adults when we see children, share these little, aspects of their skills. And I think the world we live in today has so much disparity, whether it is the rich and the poor, whether it is, belonging to different religions and the intolerances that we see. How do we overcome these? And I think everything is based on how children are nurtured. If you look at children that are nurtured in an environment not of perfection, but of healing traumas, of overcoming challenges by which they understand and accept each other. Then each of them, will go on to become adults, and responsible citizens. The strife that we see in today is because at the basic family level, these tools are not understood. And I think as adults, we're responsible that when we nurture children, we nurture them in the most sensitive way. I don't mean that there will not be, fights, there will not be instances of anger, there will not be instances of fear. But for every opportunity like that, for every situation like that, there is opportunity to deal with in a different way. The famous words of Mahatma Gandhi, who said that, anger can destroy, angst can destroy, but the same emotion, the same energy that you feel can be used in a constructive manner to create a positive energy. Thank you.
In my home, there are like many kids, so I can understand, I can totally.